Chapter 11: Advancement in Medical Science. Medical Science and I. Every person needs medicine at one time or the other. For example, when you hurt your foot or when you fall ill. When illness is slight, your mother first tries to cure you by homemade solution. She may apply turmeric powder on your wound or give you a clove to chew when you get a toothache. These are called Granny's formulae. These formulae may be good enough over a long time, but when you need quick relief, medical science is the only answer. Health is of utmost importance in life. Without it, you cannot enjoy life, nor can you do things well, nor can you play well, nor can you eat well, and more. Modern medical science has helped to make life healthier and longer. Science has helped much in preservation of health and treatment of illnesses. Different types of medical instruments and medicines have been invented, which have helped man to live a longer and healthier life. This is the reason that man now lives a longer average life. Medical instruments. Clinical thermometer. In many illnesses, like an infection, the body temperature goes up. When a doctor feels you warm, he at first measures your body temperature. For this, she uses a clinical thermometer, also called a doctor's thermometer. For this, she puts a thermometer on your body, in the mouth or armpit. When the thermometer touches the body, it heats up with the body heat. This heat expands the mercury present in the thermometer. At its maximum heat received from the body, mercury reaches a definite mark. This mark denotes the body temperature. The thermometer is a doctor's best friend. It was invented by a German physicist, Gabriel Daniel Fahrenheit, in 1715. It is a glass tube with a bulb at one end filled with mercury. A thermometer tells the temperature in Fahrenheit or Celsius or both. The normal body temperature of a human being is 98.4 degree Fahrenheit, 98.4 degree Fahrenheit, or 37 degrees Celsius. A higher temperature than this means fever. Presently, digital thermometers are commonly used. They tell the temperature in digits. They are easier to read. Do a practical. Hold a digital thermometer's bulb between your forefinger and thumb and observe its display. Does it show the increasing numbers? Ask your teacher/father what it means. Stethoscope. If ever you visit a hospital, you can find doctors going about with the stethoscope round their necks. A stethoscope is very useful for a doctor. She can listen to the sounds of heartbeat, lungs, and other organs located inside the body. It helps her understand how different body organs are working. This helps her understand a disease and its seriousness. There is an interesting story how the stethoscope was invented. Once in France in 1816, a doctor named René Laennec was going to his clinic. On the way, he spotted two children at each end of a hollow log. He stopped for a while to look at them. One of the children whispered at one end, and the other on the other end could listen to the sound clearly. The doctor was amazed at this. He had never played this game in his childhood. He did it himself and was wonderstruck. It was like a new revelation for him. He thought more about this. Upon reaching his clinic, Laennec called the first patient in, rolled a newspaper and put it on his chest. To his surprise, he found that he could listen to the sound of the heart and lungs quite clearly. He worked on this idea. This was how the stethoscope was invented. Do a practical. Have you played telephone made with matchboxes? Connect two matchboxes with a thread. One child will speak in one matchbox, while the other will listen in the other one. Can you listen to the sound made by the other child? Now put it to your chest. Does it transmit the sound of the heartbeat too? Microscope. Have you seen the microscope in your school laboratory? If you put a small thing under its lens, like a paper pin, you can look at its clear and magnified form through the lens. You can see even those particles or creatures which are otherwise not visible to the naked eye, like bacteria or microbes. Just put a drop of water under the lens and you will be amazed at what all you can see in it. Scientists, researchers, and doctors use it to examine different things very closely. Through it, they examine samples of blood, urine, sputum, and stool to look for germs which cause the disease. This helps them know the exact cause of a disease. This helps them treat a patient. Many of our scientific inventions have taken place by chance. The microscope is one of them. Once in Holland, an optician was working with his lenses. By chance, he put one lens behind the other. Suddenly, a fly flew behind these lenses. He was amazed to see that the fly could be seen many times bigger. He applied this idea to make a toy called flea glass. This toy grew popular with the children. Galileo, a great scientist about 400 years ago, happened to see the flea glass. He was impressed by its technique. He decided to use this technique to invent the microscope. Ever since, this device is in use in medical science. Today, different types of microscopes are used. X-ray machine. A doctor sometimes needs to look at the bones and organs within our body to find out an illness or deformity. An X-ray machine helps her do it. She examines an X-ray report to detect the deformities or cracks of bones and malfunctioning of other body parts within the body. This technique is widely used in modern medical science. Like the stethoscope, the X-ray machine was also invented by chance. Wilhelm Röntgen, a professor in 1896, was working in his laboratory. In an experiment, he passed electricity through a glass tube. Some chemicals were kept in bottles across the glass tube. He observed that some of those chemicals glowed when electricity was passed. This gave him an idea. He called these rays of electricity as X-rays. This gave him an idea to make an X-ray machine.